Welcome to OWL Football Fantasy League headquarters at the Office of the President, the Office of the Vice President, the Office of the Secretary of Defense, the Office of the Secretary of Awesome, the Office of the Secretary of You All Really Stuck. Welcome. Week 2 highlights, scores, and whatnot. We'll start off with the worst upset of the history of the league. Team Irish, believe it or not, beat the Browns 131 to 111. Unfortunately, the Browns lost. I know the ownership of the Browns, they're very upset. They had some questionable decision making as far as who started. We're still looking into investigating what William did when he infiltrated the team owners electronic equipment earlier last week. But until that investigation is complete, this score is final. So the Irish goes to 2-0 and the Browns fall to 1-1. The next game of the week is the Millennial Distress Team by Darren Phillips, who has just improved to 2-0 with a pretty convincing beatdown of the Steel City 52s 147.5 to 114. The next game is the Devil Rays. They whooped Team Jackson like just like a Jackson. They whooped his ass 151.8 to 93.6. It was not even a game. I Googled ass whooping and Team Jackson, your face came up, which made me vomit. The next game of the week, the next game is the Team Elkert, which made me look foolish. I made fun of him pretty bad last week, and this team came out this last week and had a solid showing. 119.5 to the Team Chewies, 104.9. We'll just say 105. Either way, you're still a loser. Elkert improves to 1-1, and Team Chewy, you go to 0-2. You're only one of two winless teams in the league. I am truly sorry. And the Junkyard Bowl, as I called it, and I have to admit, I might have been wrong about that, a synopsis. I'll give you a few seconds to Google synopsis. Okay, thank you. Jason Inskeep's Cowboy Killers had 156.1 points, and the K-Town Vikings had 139.2. I mean, what a high-scoring, excellent game. I give you two guys credit. You actually had a good week. But as my father said when I was a child, every clock that does not have how's that go? Even a clock that doesn't work is right twice a day. So you guys got lucky. Congratulations. Cowboy Killers improved to 1-1. And the K-Town Vikings is the only other winless team at 0-2. Congratulations. That for the biggest loser of the week, and I expect this weekly, and this is no shock to me. Week 2's biggest loser is Team Jackson. They got beat by almost 60 points, so don't act surprised, Team Jackson. You are the biggest loser. The closest game was Team Elkert with a 14.6 point victory over Team Chewy. Team Chewy, you've had two tough luck losses. I would feel sorry for you, but that would require me to have sympathy, and I do not have any of that. And the most points of the week as a combined score was the Junkyard Bowl at a shit ton of points, almost 300 between the two teams. Like I said, I was wrong. It happens. Congratulations to you two, whatever you are. Let's look at the standings after week 2 in the Eastern Division, which is not a very strong division. It's pretty obvious. You have a 5-way tie for first place. The Cowboy Killers, the Devil Rays, the wonderfully awesome Browns, Team Jackson, and Team Elkert are all tied for first place at 1-1. And rounding out the East at 6th place is the K-Town Vikings at 0-2. In the Western Division, which definitely appears to be the best division, The Ohio Irish and the Millennial Distress team are both at 2-0. And Steel City's at 1-1. And then Team Chewy rounds out the Western Division at 0-2. Looking ahead to Week 3. Matchups and projections. Team Chewy against the Devil Rays. Projections are Devil Rays 121, Team Chewy 105. I know these projections are early in the week, but they are what they are. I'm picking Team Chewy to get out of the winless column and get a W this week and beat the stupid Devil Rays. The next game is the Ohio Irish, which they are projected to have 106, versus Team Elkhart, who's projected to have 121. Good job, Skippy. And it looks like I'm picking Team Elkhart to have the upset of the week and beat the Ohio Irish, who is under suspicion for cheating. The third game of the week is the K-Town Vikings against Millennial Distress. Talk about a very high-scoring projection already. The Vikings are projected to have 130, Millennial Distress 132. I'm picking the Vikings. 0-2, I pick you guys to win this upset game of the week. My second major upset pick, because I want you to go to 1-2, because I want the Millennial Distress team to lose a game. I can't be undefeated. I don't want anyone else to be. The third game of the week is also projected to be extremely close. Steel City is at 110, and Team Jackson's at 111. If you subtract Team Jackson's negative points for douchebaggery, his projection would be 3 points, but officially he's projected to have 111. I'm picking Steel City to have the upset there, even though they barely favored. Jackson's favored by 1 point. Steel City will beat Team Jackson, and I suggest, or I prophesize, Team Jackson will be the biggest loser 2 weeks in a row. And the rounding out the games for Week 3, and again, the game of the week, the Browns, projected to have 132 points versus my co-workers, Cowboy Killers, who's projected to have 117. It looks like it's a pretty open and shut case. The Cowboy Killers will stop killing anything next week. They're going to get beat. I'm picking the Browns, obviously. Look at my hat. And the Cowboy Killers, you have no chance in hell. That's it for this week's game, this week's games, this week's highlights, last week's highlights, and next week's projections. Until next time, be nice and don't play fair.